I'm Dan Dickinson.
Bonjour, I am Jacques Brunel.
I'm John Burgundy.
And I'm G-Sport.
On tonight's top stories, Samson wins. James Hollingshead's social media hacked by an evil Greenwich mincer. And Flex Lewis update. And more.
First story, gentlemen. Samson Dowder finally takes that fucking win.
I think so. We were messaging each other in the group chat straight away, and we all thought that Samson was on the money. We thought he had the win, but we thought that for the past sort of 2 shows with him, didn't we? So we were already thinking he's going to get shafted again, but this time he came through with it.
Yeah, it's that added dryness. I mean, we never really got images as good as this last time, but
I just think he's a lot fuller as well this week.
Yeah, the balance is just there.
Yeah.
Well, for someone that's not renowned for their conditioning, from the pictures, he was the most conditioned guy on stage.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's the sort of skin color thing, but like what it seems to be is in a lot of these shows now, with the lighting as they are, the sort of darker skin and the darker tan is working well.
It's also to do with the way that the images that we're getting generally, like the orangeness of it. I mean, but Regan, like the shape, like he's just doing him on shape as well. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, the side news to this is obviously Nathan.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not putting Nathan where he was put personally.
No, I agree. I definitely agree.
But I'm not a coach. I'm a bit of a Nathan fan. I don't know.
I leading into the show, I thought it looked like Nathan was the biggest he'd been. However, when he was on stage, potentially I thought it was the smallest Nathan we've seen.
It definitely was. Definitely the smallest Nathan we've seen.
So I don't know whether that, because he didn't seem to be in much better condition than before. So whether it's just a matter of, I know he hasn't been dieting for that long really in the scheme of things, but
I thought he was going to fuck the condition up, but he looked in to me. I mean, I don't know whether it's the angles of some of the shots or whatever, but Regan looks smaller still.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is I definitely agree with Samson winning. The other 3, I think they were interchangeable. I think Rafa Brandao, I think for him to come second, I think that's a sign to everyone that they're going to go for more of a streamlined aesthetic bodybuilder, because Regan and Nathan have won multiple shows this year and what have you. For them to put him ahead of them as well, just, it's like normally you haven't got to beat them, you've got to knock them out. So for me, I think you've got to take a bit of something from that as well.
I think that the things now is that being from the UK, we're watching these shows a bit more carefully than we may have done, getting an understanding for each show has their own preferred look. And it does have a trend if you look into it. I don't know whether this is reflective of previous years, but yeah, Samson all day, and I'm glad that it paid off. He said he was going to keep knocking, and he knocked, and this was the one that he was rewarded for. And I can't see a flaw in his physique if I compare it to other years of other versions of him. This was the best Samson to date. And he was rewarded for it.
The simple way for me to gauge whether Samson's on is whether his head looks big. I know this sounds stupid, right? But when he's flat and stuff, his head looks big. When he's full and he's on the money, it just works. And in all fairness, even his back this week was better than last week. I don't know how he's done that in the space of a week, but he was. I reckon he was beating Regan this week, when he lost significantly last week to him.
He did, yeah. He did. I mean, maybe it was he was able to dig in the condition more and thus fill it up. You can't fill up a sponge that isn't emptied. You know, you need to drain it all out in order to do it. It's where a lot of people, I'm not pointing at him, but just generally competitors, like to do a real, like go real full, you have to be real empty. You know, I made that mistake myself. You have to squeeze all of that sponge out in order for it to take up what it needs to. And it looked like that paid off. He looks about £10 heavier.
Yeah,
definitely.
What does that mean for him now then, moving forward? Does that mean a complete year off? Because the Olympia's in December, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think it'd be silly not to.
So does that, because if it does, that's dangerous, really. A full year, well, longer, isn't it? He's got a full year,
and he's got Milos there with him. So you know what Milos is like. He'll push him up now.
Do you know what slightly frustrates me? How he's with Milos and Milos hasn't posted once about him winning.
I put that in the group, didn't I?
I don't get it. Like,
I think
yes, he may have favourites in Regan. I understand that the bloke's got 3 million followers, or whatever. But your athlete has just won a show. Like, surely you'd make a post about it.
Well, I think he and Fuad both had egg on their face after the show at the weekend, because obviously there was posts about Regan everywhere, nothing about Samson. And then even on the prejudging show that Fuad did, he said he had Nathan winning. And then obviously he had to eat humble pie afterwards. But yeah, I think it was probably the best thing that could have happened, to be fair. And it wasn't as if it was a gift. He earned that. And I sent him messages of congratulations, and I watched it and was excited as if it was my own show. You know, I was genuinely invested in it. So the other side story to that, I guess, is Rolly. What are we saying? Is that, you know, sort of lights out for him?
I'm still, you know, it's not his best. I know he's not looking anywhere near his best, but I still think, if you look at him and how big he is, I still think it's crazy impressive. Like, granted, he is well blown out and stuff, but the problem with him is he's not going to win shows now, is he? So it's almost like, well, what's he doing it for now? I don't, because he's not even cashing checks at the moment, because he's not in the placing. So
it's just damaging his reputation, I think, if anything.
Yeah,
what's the point?
I mean, it doesn't seem. He's never struck me as someone who really enjoyed it anyway.
No.
Like he was just like, oh, I'm really good at this thing, so I may as well like do it. But he never really struck me as someone who had fire in it. So I think emotionally, he's done, because I don't think he has the love for it to do a rebound like that, like to feel what it feels like to get smoked, and actually dig into yourself hard enough. But maybe it is exactly what he needed.
But what's your thoughts on Raphael, boys? Because obviously he's
isn't he one of the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Raphael.
Is he the one that eats pizza, or
his shell is not as big as a fucking turtle? Let me tell you, like his lateral was fucking.
Yeah, that's the.
But he's looked better in the past, man. He has looked a lot better.
He's got a fantastic silhouette from the front. Obviously, he's got a tiny waist, massive quads, got a nice V taper. However, I think he's massively lacking in back development, and that kind of throws it all off then.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why he's not going to be winning the shows that potentially he should be. For example, yesterday, I think if he had a bit more of a back, he probably would be pushing for the win.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anybody would have taken that from Samson yesterday. He was complete.
On a more serious note, obviously this is a fun podcast, but one of the biggest things that's happened in bodybuilding this week is the death of Shawn Rhoden, which is why I didn't make it into the hilarious intro, but is something we should probably talk about. Apparently, another heart attack. You know, we were complaining before that maybe people were romanticizing the death of bodybuilders, but this is a very high profile, you know, ex Mr. Olympia, who was taken at the age of 46, I believe.
Yeah.
But Ron Partlow of Muscular Development mentioned that there was rumours about him and it being related. But obviously that's just speculation. So
yeah, that's
we won't
a
know.
can of worms if ever there was one.
Yeah, that's not. I guess we can't.
But I mean, ultimately, like, it looks like if they're fucking people up, it's making an issue they already have worse. Much as bodybuilding generally is. If you've got something that's weakening your heart and stuff like that, and then you do bodybuilding on top and take the drugs, then it's likely to exacerbate an existing issue.
Yeah.
Dan,
I know you touched upon this earlier as well, but you know that Shawn Rhoden hasn't exactly had the easiest of lives. So he had plenty of additional stresses, not only physical but psychological as well. So,
well, stress is a known cause of heart issues and heart disease and high blood pressure.
He nearly died from, was it kidney issues when he was younger?
Well, he is a recovering alcoholic. His mother was murdered, and his sister was murdered.
But the alcohol nearly caused him to die at one stage. Yeah. So it's not as if he's had the easiest of lives. And then when you add all the things that come with bodybuilding as well.
Well, you add a high profile rape case against him that no conviction was ever reached.
Which is stopping him from pursuing his career essentially as well.
I wouldn't be I mean, if I was in his position, I'd be reaching to something to numb some of those things. An accusation, can. I'm not, I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, it's for someone else to explore. He's innocent until proven guilty. Yet they've banned him from his whole life has been destroyed. And what fucked me off was really when all that was happening, how many people were there supporting him. Now he's got all the friends in the world. You'll never have more friends than at your fucking funeral. I just can't help thinking it just smells a bit like Grief Thief. Everyone was like, oh shit, let's back the fuck off, and like, okay, that's a reasonable thing to do if the guy's actually, a rapist, because we shouldn't be celebrating the life of a fucking rapist. But now everyone's here in support, now he's gone when it sounds like he needed it way before. Yeah. I don't know, it's very sad on many levels, a man of that caliber being taken of any, for any reason, or any person losing their life at that age. And I think that the recent court case would have caused anyone huge issues. And if and no one really knows the outcome, but I'm of the outcome that he's innocent, because otherwise he would have been tried.
Yeah. So rest in peace, Shawn Rhoden.
Rest in peace, Rhoden.
Date of Flex Lewis, Yoda Neil put up a post saying Yoda.
Our old mate Neil.
Yeah, our old buddy.
Our old mate that lied.
Put up a statement saying that coming next year, he's Flex is taking another shot and it's gonna be the Open, and he's talking like a big game, like. So
I really want to see it, but it's actually the 5th time I've heard it.
Yeah, no,
I'm up for it, and I believe that they are going to try and do that, but it's I can't emotionally invest again. It's a fucking it's all over the place. I've done this, so it's it's hard. It's
it's not like it wouldn't be the first time Neil's lied to us.
yeah, we'll get Flex on, no problem.
Yeah. I don't make promises that I don't keep. That was his words.
Well, to be fair, we haven't hassled him that religiously. I've got his number. I could just bombard him with
some friends.
Well, no, I think that he likes a voice note.
Dick pics.
I think that's what. Yeah, yes, that's why Flex is.
And that's why he hasn't been on the podcast again.
Sorry, guys.
I thought it'd be much bigger, Dan.
Yeah, it's like a cock, only smaller.
But after Shawn Clarida obviously won 2 weeks ago, does that now mean then that slightly smaller guys, if they have the shape, if they have the muscle, not that Flex would be that much smaller, but well, when you take into consideration Ramy, obviously he would be, but does that now pave the way to slightly smaller, slightly more streamlined bodybuilders potentially getting the edge?
No, I don't think so, because Hadi Chupan got fucking...
Yeah, there is that.
shafted in the again this year. So unless there's a shift this year, like post Olympia, which yesterday may suggest. But again, that's just, it's yet to be confirmed. I think yesterday potentially is just more so what, like Dan said, each show has got their own agenda, and I think yesterday's agenda just fitted those physiques better. Whereas the Olympia,
yeah. It's true.
In news, are we going to mention we had a Two Bros show very quickly?
Yeah, I haven't seen an awful lot from the show.
Had some natties. You're all about the natties.
Yeah, so I don't understand. Was there a natural show in the morning and then
they split the show? The natural show was later, I think.
Fucking stupid.
Oh. What I wanted to see was someone going from one into the other.
One to the other.
Just being like, as soon as they're getting off stage, just fucking jabbing fucking MPP into their eyes. It's like, it's the fastest way. But obviously, you know, not all my dreams come true.
That's why they did it in the other order, Dan. So they couldn't go
yeah,
from
that's
the
true.
90s.
Yeah, you couldn't go and do some like fucking methyl tren for the pump up. Fucking bullshit. I don't know. I had a one of my clients did it, and I've yet to hear about what the testing was.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Two Bros natural. I don't even think they're testing.
They just ask them questions. Go, look in my eyes. Roids? You can tell me. To the roids? And then they just like go, look left, look up and left. I read in a book, that's a thing. Look up and left, lying. Get this guy off. Motherfuckers.
I mean, that's a fairly robust way of testing.
Yeah, or testicle size.
Yeah, they could just touch their balls and be like,
yeah, oh,
yeah, but they do that anyway in the enhanced lot, don't they? At Two Bros.
Oh, yeah, no.
No, they just have to wear your trunks. Wear your trunks. How full are your trunks?
Wear your trunks. You've got the normal scales and then little ball scales like on the edge of a table. You just plonk them on there. Oh, no. These are far too pendulous. They hit them, and then however many times it swings, if it goes over like 4 swings, then you're not natty. Hollingshead, Instagram, big news. I don't know anything about it. It's so big. So, is it the person who's like, invest money? I just got money.
Yeah.
So, is that the one? I saw that a couple of times, and I was like...
Basically, what James did was he got fucking duped by one of them people who they reckon they can flip your money in like 10 minutes or something, and he literally believed them like some... I don't know what the fuck he was doing. I think he gave him like 10 grand or something. And then they managed to hack his Instagram and then tell everyone to do it. So like a lot of people on his Instagram did it as well.
Yeah. So it's like a chain, isn't it? So he got done by the same thing that he's been promoting now.
Yeah. So he didn't promote it. His account got hacked and they were promoting themselves. But then what he did was he set up a new Instagram because he couldn't get his old one back. But I think about an hour ago he announced that he's got his old account back. Mm-hmm. So you don't need to follow it.
Didn't Guy Sistanino get done as well?
I don't know.
Someone said he got hacked as well.
Oh, fucking hell.
So
I don't want to sound like, but if someone's telling you give them money so that they can give you more money, well, maybe they would have not needed your money because they've already, just a maths thing. They would have already done it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't believe how many people have fallen for it, man. Like when James' account first got hacked and he shared it,
I can understand people following James. I can understand people following James.
No, but I wasn't thinking about doing it. I was looking at it thinking, fucking, if James is saying this worked, so I was just thinking, how the fuck? So I was like Googling what are these money schemes, and obviously they all comes up. They're all entire scams. And then I cottoned on to the fact that his account had been hacked. But then, obviously, to a lot of other people, they're thinking, well, James is a genuine guy. He wouldn't lie. So they go in, well, if James is saying he flipped 10 grand into 30 grand in 15 minutes, I might do the same fucking thing.
He's had messages from people that have like actually gone through with it and paid like thousands of pounds.
Gutted.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? James Holland says going to start a GoFundMe to repay all these fucking morons. Like, fuck off. Like, if someone, you know, it's like the magic man out of the lamp. Oh, I'll turn all of your... They wouldn't need your money. Why would they tell you this secret where they can just fucking generate free money? Like, that's not a real thing.
Yeah,
you could just snap your peck off like everyone else if you want some money. That has been Bash Bros, Bashim and Brashsons.
Bodybuilding in the news.
Why would you talk over me? Why would you do that?
Because you were stuttering.
Why would you do that? Thanks for watching.